to somehow create that doesn't matter. It says God is going to destroy, the works of the enemy, and their devices will be turned on themselves and things like that. I mean, but I was really into it. I really wanted to create ways to kill people and hurt people. I mean, I plotted, against just a lot of different things, government things. I mean, it was crazy how much the devil was influencing me to try to hate policemen, to try to hate. I at one point wanted nothing but soldiers in the United States and no police. And I wanted, I mean, it was crazy. I told people that we could set the sewers on fire, and we can pollute the water, and we could do all these things, and we can kidnap entire groups of people and just crazy stuff. And it's like, where did all this come from? And it came from me trying to not have God love me. And people were listening to me, and this was one of the doctrines that I was teaching people, that we are all spirits that live forever, and we live forever in another dimension, but we came to this dimension, and we looked for things to inhabit because we're spirits, so we had to inhabit things, and we found this blue planet called Earth, and we went into monkeys and we inhabited them because we were tired of searching and we needed energy, so we took their life energy from them, but in return we gave them wisdom, our teachings. And as they grew older, it was because we were taking their life energy, and because of our presence alone, we're taking life to live, because we're eternal beings and we're taking their life. That's how we live. I know this is crazy. I don't believe this anymore, but that's what I was teaching people, and that's how they evolved, and the animals evolved. And we've become so accustomed to living with them that we've become bonded, and now we choose them over anything else to live on. We feed off of human life, and that light that people say they see when they die is actually the womb. It's the opening womb of a woman that's gonna bring forth a baby, and if you come back from that light, it's a stillborn baby that's born. That's what I would tell people. I told people a lot more about that kind of stuff, but I at one point had about 15 or 20 people that would come visit me regularly, and they'd bring me weed and alcohol and drugs and stuff, and they wanted to hear me talk about this. And I was telling them how we need to unify our families and our friends, and no matter what they do, to choose them over other people, because they were the enemy, not us. We need to purify this earth of viruses and people that are weak-spirited, that these people have weak spirits. And I used to read clouds to people and stuff like that, and I had no real belief in any of this. I'm telling you, I had no belief in it. It was totally in my heart and in my mind. I was just like, this is stupid. I know God is real. I know he's love. I know he's all powerful, and yet I'm here trying to deceive these people because I'm hurt, and I'm bitter towards God. So I'm trying to turn people away from God because I'm hurt. And then I remember I was sitting down, and it was really late at night, kind of how it is right now, and I was just thinking to myself, and I heard like this still voice. Well, okay, let me tell you about a situation that I had. Um, I guess that's for another time. You can ask me about my life and stuff, and I'll tell you about it if you would like to know. But I heard a still voice one night, and it said, "Who made the stars?" And immediately my mind was like, well, stars are full of gas and they're full of, chemical reactions. And again, it said, who made the stars? And I was like, stars are formed by, you know, extreme heat, and just trying to explain things. And it said again, who made the stars? And I was just like, I don't know. And then I heard this really soft voice say, who does know? And I was trying so hard not to say God, but every part of me wanted to scream that out. And I was just like, I don't know who knows. And immediately what came to my mind was like to look on Google or something, but man, they don't know. Nobody knows. But God knows, because He made them. And that's what that voice said. Right after that, after I said I don't know, it said, I made the stars. And I've made you. And I just started crying. And I told God I'm so sorry for everything that I've been doing. And I just started serving God. That was like 2012, 2011, maybe, the end of. And I was so thankful that God said He loved me. And I told everyone that it was just a lie, that I was making up a lie. I told them, hey, don't believe me. I was just lying to you, and I knew I was lying, and I knew it was wrong, and I'm sorry. And some of the people were like, man, thank you for telling me, because I was believing you. And that's, basically my testimony, I guess. But I used to be a tattoo artist. I'm not any longer. And it was real difficult, because for a while I was trying to justify tattooing, like, alright God, I'm only going to tattoo like holy things. That's what I told God. And this is God's temple. It's God's temple. So we should be asking God, what does He want on it? And I guarantee you, He's not going to say any images. I guarantee you, He will not tell you, put an image of my face on you, my son. He's not going to say that. He's not going to say, put scriptures all over your body. He's not going to say that either. Because He loves us, and He doesn't want us to hurt ourselves, and that's hurting ourselves, which is a form of Baal worship. To cut yourself, that's what Baal worshippers used to do. They cut themselves for God, supposedly, but that's not God. That's a demon. Baal Allah. That's his real name, Baal Allah, and he's a demon, and we're not serving Him. So we don't need to do those kind of things. We don't need to be like the world. God says, give no appearance of sin. That's what He says. And I look like I'm sinning just by sitting here. Like I look like some other type of person, And I think about that all the time. I'm like, man, God, I'm sorry. I can't take these things back, but I'm sure not going to add to them. I'm not. And I've even thought, like, okay, should I cover them up or anything? And you know what? I don't even think I'm going to do that. Because it's just going to hurt me more to get them covered up and stuff. And I don't know. I don't think that's right to even have them at all. I look at them all the time and I regret them. But that's my testimony. Part of my testimony. I've had a lot of spiritual experiences that some people don't necessarily believe, and it's fine. You know, I'm not here to convince anyone of anything other than Jesus is Lord. He loves you, and no matter what you've done, He can cleanse you of your transgressions, and He can heal you of your backslidings, and He turns His face from our sin, and He makes us white as snow. He forgives us of our iniquities if we would just turn our whole heart to Him and say, God, I don't enjoy what I'm doing, God. I'm empty inside. And turn to Him and turn away from what we're doing. So God bless you. And if you have any questions about my life, I guess, I don't know why you would, but if you have any questions, you can ask me, and I'll tell you I'll make another video about some of my spiritual experiences, and I also do have like a lot of dreams and stuff, and maybe I'll start making some videos about those too. Let me just give you one, I guess. Like 2 years ago, I had a dream about President Barack Obama, and he had a chip in the middle of his head, and it was glowing green, and I thought that was like the weirdest part of my dream that I ever had. And he was talking to like this computer, like a hologram of a woman. He was talking to her, and the computer was, well, at first I was talking to President Barack Obama, and he was crying, and he was like, what have I done? What have I done? And I was like, are you okay? And immediately this image, and I knew it wasn't just a computer, I knew it was a spirit, like a real evil spirit, and it was the hologram, and it was like, what are you doing? It told him, and he was like, nothing, I'm not doing nothing. And it was like it couldn't see us, like me and the people that were in my dream. And he was surrounded by like 5 rocks glowing green with like some kind of like electricity going into the rocks, and there was like weird witchcraft symbols and stuff where he was standing on. And it was like telling him, well, you need to come and we need to talk about some kind of war plans or something. And then the hologram turned off or whatever, and he was like, what have I done? What have I done? And that's just part of one of my dreams that I've seen. And it turns out that he's actually pushing, President Barack Obama's pushing for some kind of chip to be put in your brain or something. That's weird. That's totally weird. I dreamt that 2 years ago. I've had some pretty intense dreams, you know. I'll read some of them to you guys. In fact, you know, yeah, I'll read some of them to you guys. I'd like to get your opinion on some of them. Well, God bless you. And remember, don't judge people on the outside, because you don't really know what's going on in their life. But just look at them and see this. This is what God told me. That they're in the image of God, and that they'll live forever one day. Either they'll live forever in life or forever in death. And I know that's weird and we can't really comprehend that, but everyone's gonna die one day. And what's more important, saying, oh, that's a bad person or that's a good person, so I'm not gonna talk to them. They're well off. They don't need me to talk to them. They're bad. They won't even listen. Or just saying, like Jesus said, I look and I see sheep without a shepherd. Think about that, okay? Good night.